So, it finally happened where I actually had to re-record part of a video. This particular video turned out quite personal and emotional. And unfortunately, the first part of it that had the context of what it was about got deleted, erased. I'm not sure what happened to it. Or maybe I just thought I had pressed record and I hadn't. For the first part. So, to give you the context, this is a video from about a week ago, after I had taken one of my morning walks and was reflecting on an experience I'd had a couple of days prior during an acupuncture session. And some realizations I had, kind of epiphany, aha moments. And I hope you watch to the end. It was very hard to be that vulnerable, to let myself go to that place where I not only came to those realizations myself, but then spoke about them and how they made me feel. And part of the context, what started at the beginning of my acupuncture session, the acupuncturist had asked me, as I had done, what can I do for you today? And I had said, oh, whatever my body needs. And she turned that back around on me and said, well, what does your body need? And so the video begins with me reflecting on my initial answer to that question and then what later happened during the acupuncture session and the realizations that I had. So I hope you'll watch to the end. So I'm back. Needed to pause that for a moment. There were a lot of people making a lot of noise and it was distracting, and I didn't want that in the background of the video. But as she was asking me what my body needs, I responded with sort of my long-term goals and objectives that I'd stated previously to her about long-term goal to come out of AFib and reverse the heart failure and be as medication-free as possible. Actually, my real goal is to be 100% medication-free if I can possibly do that. And now I realize that I was more stating my goals versus what my body needed. But after she put the needles in and walked away, and I was laying there by myself on the table and reflecting on how I might help facilitate what was going on, either with intentions or doing energy work for myself while I'm getting the acupuncture treatment, I asked that question again because I realized I hadn't really answered it, and I knew that the real answer was I didn't know what my body needed. And so I asked that question of myself, and a flood of emotion came over me, and I started crying, and what I heard was, my body needs love. And that's a really hard one for me to love my body. I've been taught to reject it on so many levels. And then you add that I never felt safe growing up as a child, so being in a physical body was never really a good thing. It was just one more thing to harm, or to have others harm. I wasn't a self-harmer, to be clear, not in the sense of being a cutter or anything like that. But I did harm myself by not taking care of my body. And one of the biggest changes that has happened since getting sick is being more in partnership with my body and recognizing and being grateful of how much my body has still tried to carry me through all these years, despite lack of support on my end. And now part of my healing process, part of my moving forward and healing physically is promising my body to work in partnership with it from this point forward, doing everything within my power to be um, more mindful, to give it what it needs to be healthy and whole. And it's new territory, and it's amazing on one hand and scary on another. And it's also very emotional because it means embracing this physical form, learning to feel comfortable in it and safe in it, and pushing myself when needed to get out there and take that walk. So that's it for today.